Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. So this time around, we're diving into a topic that I think this can relate to: the mental health benefits of taking breaks.
Yeah, taking breaks.
We all know we should be taking breaks, right?
Right.
But how many of us actually do?
Yeah.
And what's the science behind it? We've got some listener-submitted research here, and I'm really curious to dig into it.
Yeah, me too.
One of the articles called Pasted Text mentions something called cognitive fatigue.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely felt that before.
Right. What is that exactly?
Well, think of it like your brain just hitting a wall.
Right,
You know,
right.
when we just keep pushing ourselves and overwork our brains, we get what the American Psychological Association, or the APA, calls cognitive fatigue.
ATA, okay.
Basically, it means your brain is running on fumes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you might start to make more mistakes or have trouble, making decisions or processing information.
Oh, yeah. Definitely been there, especially after a long day of work. It's like my brain just turns to mush. So, okay, breaks are good for us. Got it.
Right.
But why do we feel so guilty taking them?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it just me?
I think it's a lot of us.
Yeah.
We live in this culture that's like, go, 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 be productive all the time.
Hustle.
Exactly. So taking a break can almost feel like you're being lazy or unproductive.
Right, like you're falling behind.
Yeah, exactly. But the research actually shows the opposite.
Really?
Taking breaks can actually make us more productive.
Wow. Okay, I did not realize that.
It's not just about avoiding burnout. It's about actually improving our ability to think and work.
Okay, now that's something I can get behind. Tell me more about that.
Well, there was this study from the University of Illinois, and they found that even short breaks can have a huge impact on how well our brains work.
Wow, short breaks.
Yeah, they help our brains to reset and process information better.
Interesting. It's like hitting the refresh button on your mental state.
Exactly.
I like that.
When we take breaks, we give our brains a chance to kind of, consolidate information, make connections, and then come back to our work with fresh eyes.
So it's not just about relaxation then?
No, not at all. It's also about optimizing our brain power.
Wow. Okay, so we covered the cognitive benefits, but what about mental health?
Yeah, that's a big one.
You sent over some research about how breaks can reduce stress, improve our mood, even prevent burnout.
Right. Let's dive into those.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
So first up, stress reduction.
Okay.
You know that feeling when you're just completely overwhelmed?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Well, a lot of that comes from this hormone called cortisol that our bodies release when we're stressed.
Cortisol. Okay.
And taking breaks, especially ones that involve relaxation techniques like, deep breathing or going for a walk, can really lower those cortisol levels.
Wait, so just going for a walk can actually make me feel less stressed?
It can.
Huh. How does that work?
There's research that shows that being in nature triggers a calming response in our nervous system. Yeah, it's like our heart rate and blood pressure go down and our bodies produce less cortisol.
Wow, so nature is like a natural chill pill.
Pretty much.
I love that. Okay, what about mood? Sometimes when I'm feeling down, a change of scenery or just talking to a friend can really help.
Oh, for sure.
Is there any science behind that?
Absolutely. When we do things we enjoy during our breaks, our brains release these chemicals called endorphins.
Endorphins, okay.
They're basically those feel-good chemicals.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
And things like listening to music, chatting with a friend, even just having a cup of tea can all trigger those endorphins.
So we're basically trading stress hormones for happy hormones when we take breaks.
Exactly.
I like that trade. Okay, last one. What about burnout? How do breaks help prevent that?
So burnout is when you're completely exhausted, both physically and emotionally.
Yeah, I think you've just hit a wall.
Yeah, it's like running a marathon without ever stopping. Eventually, you just can't go any further. Breaks are like those water stations along the marathon route. They give us a chance to recharge so we don't totally burn out.
Okay, that's a great analogy. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So breaks are basically essential for protecting our mental and emotional well-being.
Exactly.
I'm starting to get this. Now, what about creativity, though? Sometimes I feel like I get stuck in a rut and just can't come up with any new ideas.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Can breaks actually help with that?
They can. It might sound counterintuitive, but sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to step away from it for a bit.
Walk away.
Yeah. You know how sometimes you have your best ideas in the shower?
Oh, yeah, the shower effect. Is that a real thing?
It is.
I thought it was just weird.
No, you're not weird.
Yeah.
It has to do with something called our brain's default mode network.
Okay.
This network becomes active when we're not focused on a specific task, and it's what allows us to have those aha moments.
Interesting.
So taking a break Gives your default mode network a chance to do its thing and come up with those creative solutions.
So basically taking breaks can make us more creative and innovative.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm definitely starting to see the value in taking more breaks. So what kind of breaks are we talking about here? Are there different types?
Yes, there are, and we'll talk about those next.
Okay, I can't wait to learn more. Okay, so we know breaks are good for us, but like what kind of breaks are we talking about?
Well, there are a few different types of breaks that can be really beneficial.
Okay.
We can kind of break them down into three main categories: microbreaks, active breaks, and digital detox breaks.
Microbreaks, active breaks, digital detox breaks.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with microbreaks. What are those?
So microbreaks are exactly what they sound like. They're super short breaks, just a minute or two long.
A minute or two, that's it.
Yeah, that's all it takes to really help prevent that cognitive fatigue from building up.
Wow. I would not have thought that even just taking 60 seconds to step away could make a difference.
It really does. Your brain needs those little pauses, just like, you wouldn't drive a car for hours without stopping for gas or a bathroom break. That's a great point. I never thought about it like that. So what are some examples of micro breaks that we can easily do during the day?
Oh, there are so many options. You can stand up and stretch, grab a glass of water, look out the window, maybe do some quick breathing exercises.
Okay, those all sound pretty easy to do even when I'm feeling super busy. What about those active breaks you mentioned? How are those different from micro breaks?
So active breaks are more about getting your body moving,
Okay.
like going for a quick walk around the block, doing some light stretching, or even having a little dance break.
A dance break. I love that idea. That sounds way more fun than just sitting at my desk.
Yeah.
How often should we be taking these active breaks?
Aim for at least one every hour or two. It'll help get your blood flowing, reduce muscle tension, and just give you a mental refresh.
Got it. One active break every hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and last but not least, what about digital detox breaks? I feel like we're all spending way too much time staring at screens these days.
Yeah, definitely. Digital detox breaks are all about disconnecting from all your devices for a set period of time.
So like putting my phone away, closing my laptop, no screens at all.
Exactly. It gives your eyes and your mind a much-needed break from all that stimulation.
Okay. I can see how that would be beneficial, but I'm not going to lie, it sounds a little challenging too.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits of doing a digital detox break?
Well, for one, it can really help with eye strain. You know that feeling when your eyes are just tired and dry from looking at a screen all day?
Oh yeah, I know that feeling all too well.
Taking a digital detox break can help with that. It can also improve your sleep quality and help you focus better.
Interesting. So it's like hitting the reset button on our whole nervous system.
Pretty much.
Okay, I'm sold on the benefits, but what should I actually do during a digital detox break?
Anything that doesn't involve screens, read a book, go for a walk, meditate, spend time talking to your friends or family in person.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a chance to reconnect with ourselves and the real world. Okay, so we've got our micro breaks, our active breaks, and our digital detox breaks. Any tips for actually making these breaks a part of my daily routine?
That's a great question because it's easy to say, oh yeah, I'll take more breaks, but actually doing it can be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that can really help is to actually schedule your breaks.
Schedule them, like put them in my calendar.
Exactly. Treat them like any other important appointment that you can't miss.
Okay, so no more excuses about being too busy.
Exactly. Set reminders on your phone and try to stick to them as much as possible.
Got it. No more excuses.
Yeah.
Are there any other strategies that can help?
Another good one is to create a routine around your breaks.
A routine, okay.
Like maybe start your day with a quick walk or a few minutes of mindfulness to kind of set a positive tone for the day.
Ooh, I like that. Or maybe schedule a 15-minute walk into my lunch break.
Yeah, exactly. The more you can weave those breaks into your daily routine, the easier it will be to stick with them.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about making it a habit. What about those times when I'm feeling super stressed or just totally overwhelmed? Any advice for those moments?
The most important thing is to listen to your body. Pay attention to those signs of fatigue, like if you're having trouble concentrating or you're feeling irritable or you just want to crawl under your desk and take a nap.
Oh, yeah. All of the above.
Exactly. Those are your cues to step away and take a break.
So don't ignore those signals.
Right. And this is where self-compassion comes in.
Ah, self-compassion, my favorite topic.
It's so important. Don't beat yourself up for needing a break. Remember, breaks aren't a luxury. They're an investment in your well-being and your productivity.
So true. It's like a form of self-care.
Exactly. You can't pour from an empty cup.
I love that. Okay, so to recap, we've got our micro breaks, our active breaks, and our digital detox breaks. And to make them a part of our lives, we need to schedule them, create routines, listen to our bodies, and practice self-compassion. anything else we should keep in mind? So
Yeah.
we've talked about a lot here, the science behind taking breaks, all the different types of breaks, and how to actually like make them a part of our lives.
Right. It's all about making it a habit.
Yeah, exactly. A habit. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up this deep dive?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway here is that breaks aren't a luxury. They're an investment.
An investment.
Yeah, an investment in your mental health, your productivity, your well-being.
Okay, I like that reframing. So it's not about being lazy or unproductive. It's about taking care of ourselves so we can actually show up as our best selves.
Exactly. Working smarter, not harder.
Love that.
Yeah.
So our listeners are probably thinking, okay, breaks are great. I'm on board. But how do I actually start? What's one small thing they can do like today to start incorporating more breaks?
That's a great question. And, it's a personal one.
Right.
There's no one right answer for everyone. But here's something to think about. If taking breaks can really help us reduce stress and be more creative, what's one small change you can make in your routine today to take more breaks?
Ooh, I like that. You're
Yeah.
really making our listener think here.
Got to get them thinking.
Can you give some examples, though, just to get their wheels turning?
Sure. So many possibilities. Could you set a reminder to stand up and stretch every hour? What about scheduling a 15-minute walk into your lunch break? Or instead of that afternoon coffee, maybe a quick chat with a friend.
Oh, I like that.
Or even try a 5-minute meditation before bed instead of scrolling through your phone.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So many options.
I think the important thing to remember is that even small changes can make a big difference. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about finding something sustainable you can stick with.
Exactly. Find what works for you and make it a habit.
And be patient, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It takes time to form new habits. Don't get discouraged if you slip up. Just start with one small step.
Great advice. Well, there you have it, everyone. The mental health benefits of taking breaks all laid out for you. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive and feel empowered to prioritize your well-being.
Absolutely. Remember, give yourself permission to pause, recharge, and come back to your work feeling refreshed and focused.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a topic that matters to you.